Have you noticed how exhausting it feels when your heart is running after something that's meant to come to you? It can feel like you're always reaching, always checking, always trying to make sure you don't miss your chance. And I want you to know something right away. There is nothing wrong with you for feeling this way. When you've been taught that love must be earned, or that good things only come through struggle, it makes perfect sense that you would chase. But I'm here to offer you a softer truth, a truth that can change your whole life. You do not need to chase what is aligned with you. You do not need to chase love, chase approval, chase opportunity, chase a sign, chase a person, chase a moment that feels like it might finally make you feel safe inside. Because the moment you begin to feel safe inside, you become naturally magnetic. Sometimes we call it ambition or persistence or being realistic, but underneath it there is often a quiet fear. The fear that if you don't push, it won't happen. The fear that if you don't remind them, they'll forget you. The fear that if you don't prove yourself, you won't be chosen. And sweetheart, that fear is not your fault. So many of us learned early on that affection came with conditions. We learned to read the room. We learned to perform. We learned to anticipate what others wanted so we could become it. We learned to be easy to love, useful to keep, impressive to deserve, and the little child inside you, the one who only wanted to be held and seen, may still be working very hard. You see, chasing is not just an action. It is an energy. It is a posture inside the body. Chasing is the tight jaw. It's the clenched stomach. It's the shallow breath. It's the mind that runs ahead of the moment, trying to control the future so it doesn't hurt. Chasing is checking your phone again and again and again, not because you truly want to, but because you're trying to settle a feeling inside you. Chasing is over-explaining when you could simply say what you mean. Chasing is giving too much, hoping it will finally be returned. Chasing is trying to be enough for someone who hasn't decided to meet you. And I want to say this gently. Chasing is what we do when we believe, somewhere inside, that we are not enough to be chosen. That thought can be so quiet, so old, so familiar, that you may not even hear it as a thought. You just feel it as urgency. This has to happen. I can't lose this. If I don't do something, nothing will change. I'm running out of time. I have to get it right. But I know this to be true. This is only a thought, and a thought can be changed. And when you change the thought, the feeling changes. When the feeling changes, your actions change. When your actions change, your life begins to respond differently. Now, I want to introduce you to a simple image that can guide you back to yourself. Imagine your hand. When you are chasing, your hand is gripping, tight, straining, holding on, trying to keep. When you are attracting, your hand is open, relaxed, ready, allowing. The gripping hand says, I don't trust life. The open hand says, life loves me. The gripping hand says, I must control this. The open hand says, I can participate without panic. The gripping hand says, I need this to be okay. The open hand says, all is well in my world. Let's pause for a moment and notice. Where in your body do you grip? Do you feel it in your shoulders, lifting as if you must carry everything? Do you feel it in your throat, holding words back or forcing them out? Do you feel it in your belly, tight, braced, waiting for something to go wrong? Just notice, without judgment. Your body is so wise. Your body tells the truth long before your mind admits it. And when you begin to soften the grip in your body, you soften the grip in your life. Attracting begins the moment you stop negotiating for your worth and start living as if you already belong. This does not mean you sit on the couch and do nothing. No. Attracting is not passivity. It is alignment. It is the difference between walking through a door because it is open and trying to break down a locked door with your shoulder. It is the difference between speaking your truth once and begging someone to understand you. It is the difference between showing up fully and performing for acceptance. Attracting is choosing the energy of self-respect, and self-respect is very, very attractive. You see, the universe responds to what you believe you deserve, not as a punishment, not as a reward, but as a mirror. If you believe you must chase, life will always give you something to chase. If you believe you must prove your worth, life will keep offering you situations that feel like tests. If you believe love is inconsistent, you will keep meeting inconsistency, not because you are doing something wrong, but because you are carrying an old program. And the beautiful thing is, you can install a new program. You don't have to fight the old one. You don't have to blame yourself for it. You simply begin to choose again, moment by moment. The point of power is always in the present moment. So right now, in this moment, you can ask yourself a very kind question. Is what I'm doing coming from love or from fear? If it's from love, it will feel steady, clear, peaceful. If it's from fear, it will feel urgent, tight, compulsive. And when you can notice fear, you can soothe it. You don't have to obey it. Let's be very gentle with the part of you that learned love must be earned. That part may have wonderful intentions. It may believe it is protecting you. It may say, if I don't chase, we'll be alone. Or, if I don't keep trying, we'll miss out. Or, if I relax, something bad will happen. So we speak to that part the way a loving parent would. Oh, sweetheart, thank you for trying so hard. Thank you for wanting to keep me safe. And now, I am here. I am the adult now. I can take care of us. Can you feel what happens inside you when you say that? Many people have never spoken to themselves with that kind of tenderness. They speak to themselves like a drill sergeant, like a critic, like someone who must be fixed. But love heals, love softens, love attracts. Now I want to talk about something important. Chasing is often mistaken for passion. You may say, but I want it. I want it so much. Of course you do. Wanting is natural. Desire is a beautiful part of being alive. The question is not whether you desire. The question is whether your desire is connected to your worth. When your desire is connected to your worth, it feels like, if I get this, I'm okay. If I lose this, I'm nothing. If they choose me, I matter. If they don't, I'm not lovable. And that is such a heavy burden to put on anything, a job, a relationship, a goal, even money. It's too much for it to hold. But when your desire is connected to your joy, it feels like, I would love this, and I can be happy either way. I can move toward what I want without abandoning myself. I can want this and still trust life. That is attracting. That is the open hand. Let's use another image, a radio. If you want to hear a certain kind of music, you don't chase the song around the world. You don't beg the radio to play it. You don't yell at the dial, that you tune. You align the frequency, and as you align, the music arrives. In the same way, you don't chase the experience you want. You align your inner frequency, your beliefs, your self-talk, your sense of safety, your worthiness. And then you begin to notice what was always available. Opportunities that were invisible become visible. People who match your energy begin to find you. Timing begins to feel kinder. Life begins to feel like it's working with you, not against you. This doesn't happen because you forced it. It happens because you stopped resisting yourself. Now let's be honest. There is a part of you that may say, but what if I let go and nothing comes? That is the fear voice. That is the voice of old experiences. And so I want you to breathe and listen to the voice of truth. Your inner wisdom knows. Your inner wisdom knows when something is for you and when something is a lesson. Your inner wisdom knows when you are being guided and when you are gripping. And you can strengthen that wisdom by coming back to yourself again and again. There are 3 places where people tend to chase the most: love, validation, and outcomes. So let's take them one by one, gently, lovingly, without judgment. First, love. Many people chase love because they believe love is scarce. But love is not scarce. Love is everywhere. The question is, are you available to receive it? When you chase a specific person, you may be trying to get them to give you something you are not giving yourself. Attention, safety, importance, reassurance, being chosen. And I want to tell you something that may soothe your heart. If someone is meant to be in your life, you will not have to shrink, twist, beg, or perform to keep them. If someone is meant to be in your life, they will meet you halfway. Not perfectly, we're all human, but consistently. Love is not a guessing game. Love is not a reward for suffering. Love does not require you to abandon your dignity. So when you feel the urge to chase love, pause and ask, what am I afraid will happen if I stop reaching? And then give yourself what you are seeking. If you are seeking reassurance, speak reassuringly to yourself. If you are seeking affection, place a hand on your heart and offer it to yourself. If you are seeking to be chosen, choose yourself. That is not selfish. That is healing. Second, validation. So many people chase validation because they learned that being good meant being approved of. They learned to live from the outside in. What do they think? Is this enough? Did I do it right? Will they like me now? And that can become a habit so deep you don't even notice it. But the moment you begin living from the inside out, everything changes. You begin asking, how do I feel? What do I think? What do I need? What is true for me? The world may not always agree with you, and that is okay. You are not here to be agreeable. You are here to be authentic. And authenticity is deeply attractive. Third, outcomes. People chase outcomes because they don't trust the unfolding. They want guarantees. They want certainty. They want to know, if I do this, will I get that? And life, sweet life, does not always work in straight lines. Sometimes you apply for a job and don't get it, and later you realize it kept you available for something better. Sometimes a relationship ends, and later you realize it made room for a love that feels like peace. Sometimes you feel delayed, and later you realize you were being protected. I know this to be true. Divine timing is real, and divine timing is kind. Not always comfortable, but kind. Now, I want to share a metaphor that has helped many people. Think of a garden for a moment. No flower chases the bee, and still the bee arrives. The flower does not run around the garden yelling, "Please pick me." The flower does not compare itself to every other flower and decide it is not worthy of sunlight. The flower simply opens. It receives the sun. It drinks the water. It grows, and in the process of being itself, it becomes irresistible to life. Your job is not to chase the bee. Your job is to become the flower, open, nourished, rooted. And this is so important. The flower does not bloom by force. It blooms by nature. You too have a nature. Your nature is love. Your nature is worthiness. Your nature is abundance. When you return to your nature, attracting becomes natural. Now let's talk about the practical side, because spiritual truth is beautiful. But we also live in a world where we send emails, make calls, date people, build businesses, raise children. So how do you stop chasing and start attracting in real life? The first step is awareness. Notice the moment you are about to grip. You may feel it as a tightening in the body, a little rush, a desire to act quickly. You may want to send one more message, explain one more time, do one more thing just to feel better. And I want you to know, the urge to chase is often an attempt to regulate your nervous system. It's not about the other person, or the job, or the outcome. It's about the feeling inside you that wants relief. So instead of chasing, soothe. Take a breath. Place your feet on the floor. Let your shoulders drop, and say to yourself softly, "You are safe." Yes, you are safe. Even if you don't know what will happen, you are safe. Even if you feel uncertain, you are safe. Even if something changes, you are safe. You see, when you feel safe, you make wiser choices. When you feel safe, you don't need to force. When you feel safe, you don't abandon yourself. The second step is boundaries. Chasing often happens when we don't have clear boundaries with ourselves. We keep giving beyond our capacity. We keep showing up where we are not respected. We keep waiting for crumbs. So the open hand requires a boundary that says, "I don't grip what isn't choosing me." That may feel new, it may feel uncomfortable, and your mind may say, "But if I don't hold on, I'll lose it." And I want you to consider, if you have to grip it to keep it, is it truly supporting you? If you have to chase it to have it, is it truly meant for you? Life loves you, and life does not require you to suffer to receive. The third step is self-talk. You see, your words are like seeds. The way you speak to yourself becomes the garden you live in. So let's look at the kinds of thoughts that create chase energy. I'm not enough. I'm too much. I'm not chosen. Nothing works out for me. I have to struggle. I have to convince people. I have to be perfect. And then we choose again. We choose a new thought, not as a lie, but as a direction. Because a thought is just a thought, and you can choose one that supports you. Right now, I invite you to place a hand on your heart and let a new sentence become true in you. Say it quietly or say it out loud, however feels right. In the infinity of life where I am, all is well. Just let that land. In the infinity of life where I am, all is well. Even if everything is not solved, all is well. Even if I'm still learning, all is well. Even if I don't know the next step, all is well. Now, another one. Life loves me. Life loves me. Life loves me. If your mind argues, that's okay. Just notice it. That's an old program, and we can install a new one. Gently. Life loves me. Now feel your shoulders. Can you soften them? Feel your jaw. Can you unclench it? Feel your belly. Can you let it be a little more spacious? This is the open hand. Now let's speak directly to the chasing energy with compassion. I release the need to chase. I release the need to chase. I release the need to chase. I allow what is meant for me to come to me. I allow what is meant for me to come to me. I allow what is meant for me to come to me. And notice how that feels. Does your body exhale a little? Does your mind quiet down even a little? Attracting is not a trick. It is a relationship with yourself. When you respect yourself, you stop running after what disrespects you. When you love yourself, you stop negotiating for crumbs. When you trust yourself, you stop trying to control everything. Now, I want to take you a little deeper because sometimes people say, I tried to stop chasing, but I still feel the urge. Of course you do. Habits don't disappear overnight. Patterns that kept you safe for years don't vanish just because you heard a new idea. So we meet the urge with kindness. We say, oh, there you are again. We do not shame ourselves. We do not call ourselves weak or needy or broken. We say, I see you. You want reassurance. You want to feel loved. And then we provide the reassurance internally. Let's do a short practice together. a kind of inner reparenting. Close your eyes for a moment if you feel comfortable, or soften your gaze. Imagine the younger you, the one who learned to chase. Maybe it was chasing a parent's attention, trying to be good, trying to be quiet, trying to be successful, trying to not be a burden. Maybe it was chasing love from someone who was inconsistent. Maybe it was chasing approval from teachers, friends, partners, anyone. Just imagine that younger you. Now, as the loving adult you are becoming, kneel down beside that child. Look into their eyes and say, "You don't have to chase anymore. I am here now." Say it again. You don't have to chase anymore. I am here now. And one more time, slowly. You don't have to chase anymore. I am here now. Feel the softness of that. Feel the permission. This is how patterns change, not through force, but through love. Now let's bring this into real-life situations, because this is where transformation becomes practical. Let's say you have someone you care about, and they aren't responding. Chase energy says, send another message, explain again, try harder, be more appealing, be less demanding, be whatever they want. Attracting energy says, breathe, come back to self, acknowledge the feeling, and then choose dignity. You might say to yourself, if they respond, lovely. If they don't, I will be okay. And then you do something loving for you. You take a walk, you drink water, you do something that brings you back to your own life. You see, chasing makes your life small. It makes everything about them or that outcome. Attracting makes your life full, and a full life is attractive. Let's say you want a job. Chase energy says, I'm desperate. I need them to pick me. I'll accept anything. I'll prove myself. I'll shrink my needs. Attracting energy says, I have skills, I have gifts, I bring value, and I deserve an environment that supports me. You still apply, you still prepare, you still show up, but you show up from worthiness, not fear. That changes everything. Let's say you want more money. Chase energy says, I'm behind, I'll never catch up. I have to work harder, I must force it, I'm not safe. Attracting energy says, I am open to abundance. I notice opportunities. I value myself, and I am willing to receive. You still take action, you still learn, you still make choices. But you are not trying to outrun fear, you are moving with trust. Now, here is something very tender and very important. Sometimes we chase because we don't want to feel. We don't want to feel loneliness. We don't want to feel disappointment. We don't want to feel uncertainty. So we chase to avoid the feelings. But feelings are not enemies. Feelings are messengers. And when you allow yourself to feel, the urge to chase often softens. So let's practice allowing. If there is a feeling in you right now, maybe it's longing, maybe it's anxiety, maybe it's sadness, just notice it. Where do you feel it in your body? Is it in your chest, in your throat, and in your stomach? And just breathe into that place and say, it's okay to feel this. It's okay to feel this. You are not wrong for feeling. You are human, and you are worthy of love, especially from yourself, while you feel. This is how you stop chasing. You stop trying to make the feeling go away through external control, and you learn to hold yourself through it. Now, I want to speak about a subtle trap that many people fall into. They stop chasing on the outside, but they keep chasing on the inside. They say, I'm letting go, but in their mind they are still monitoring, still comparing, still checking, still trying to calculate how soon it will arrive. So attracting requires a shift inside, and it's not just what you do, it's what you believe, it's what you expect, it's what you allow. So how do you shift the inside? You practice. You practice choosing the open hand again and again. Here is a simple daily question that can change your life. Am I gripping or am I open? Ask it when you wake up. Ask it before you send a message. Ask it before you make a decision. Ask it when you notice you're anxious. And if you find yourself gripping, you don't criticize. You soften. you breathe, you place a hand on your heart, and you choose again. Now, let's bring in mirror work, because it is such a powerful way to shift from chasing approval to giving yourself approval. If you are willing, sometime today, stand in front of a mirror. Look into your eyes, not to judge your face, not to analyze, just to meet yourself, and say softly, "I am here for you." You may feel resistance, you may want to look away. That's okay, just breathe and say, "I am learning to love you." Then say, "You deserve good things." And if tears come, let them come. Tears are a release. They are the body saying, "Thank you, I'm letting go." Now say, "I approve of myself. I approve of myself. I approve of myself." Can you feel the shift? When you approve of yourself, you stop chasing approval. When you choose yourself, you stop begging to be chosen. And this changes not only what you attract, it changes what you tolerate. Now, you may wonder, if I stop chasing, will people still come? Will opportunities still happen? Many people discover that when they stop chasing, the wrong things fall away. And that can feel scary at first, because we get used to noise, we get used to drama, we get used to trying, and peace can feel unfamiliar. But peace is not emptiness. Peace is space. Space for what is truly aligned. Space for what can meet you with ease. Space for the love that doesn't make you doubt yourself. Space for the work that doesn't drain your soul. Space for the friendships that feel like nourishment. This is why letting go is not a loss. It is a clearing. It is pruning the garden. Sometimes you have to remove what is not thriving, so what is meant to bloom can have room. Now, I want to give you a few gentle reframes, because your mind may still try to pull you back into old patterns. When you think, "If I don't chase, nothing will happen," reframe to, "I take inspired action and I let life meet me." When you think, "I'm not chosen," reframe to, "I choose myself, and I welcome what chooses me." When you think, "I'm behind," reframe to, "I am on my path and my timing is perfect." When you think, "I need them to respond," reframe to, "I can be okay in this moment no matter what happens." When you think, "I have to prove myself," reframe to, "My presence is valuable. I am enough." And remember, you are not trying to think perfectly. You are trying to think lovingly. A loving thought is powerful. A loving thought is magnetic. Now let's talk about what it feels like when you begin attracting naturally. It feels calmer. You still care, but you don't collapse. You still desire, but you don't obsess. You still take action, but you don't abandon yourself. You begin to notice you're not drawn to what you used to chase. The same old patterns don't sparkle the way they used to. You begin to crave consistency. You begin to crave kindness. You begin to crave the feeling of being at home with yourself. And life responds to that, because life loves you. Now, I want to share a small story now, because stories help the heart understand. There was a woman who wanted love so badly that every time she met someone, she would pour herself into them immediately. She would rearrange her schedule, anticipate their needs, try to become perfect. And then she would feel resentful, tired, unseen. One day she said, "I'm going to try something different. I'm going to date myself first." So she began taking herself to places she loved. She began speaking kindly to herself. She began setting boundaries with her time. She began enjoying her own company. And something interesting happened. She became brighter. She became more relaxed. She became more herself. And when she met someone new, she didn't chase. She didn't audition. She simply showed up as who she was. And the kind of person who could meet her did. Not because she played a game, but because she changed her inner posture. She moved from the gripping hand to the open hand. Now, here's another story about outcomes. There was a man who was trying so hard to succeed in his work that he lived in constant tension. Even on days off, his mind was racing. He was chasing success like it was a finish line. Finally, he began practicing something simple. He started his day by calming his body first. He would sit for 5 minutes, breathe, place his hand on his heart, speak a few loving thoughts, and then he would work, not from panic, but from presence. Over time, he began making clearer decisions. He began noticing better opportunities. He began trusting his instincts. His success grew, not from force, but from alignment. This is what attracting looks like. It is not magic in the childish sense. It is a shift in how you relate to yourself and to life. Now, I want to speak to you directly, as if you were sitting with me, because I know how personal this can feel. If you have been chasing, you have been trying to secure love and safety. That is understandable, but you do not have to live like that anymore. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to receive. You are allowed to be loved without proving. You are allowed to have good things without struggle. And yes, your mind may argue, but we are not here to obey the mind's fear. We are here to listen to the heart's truth. Now let's do a longer affirmation sequence together to help your nervous system learn a new home. Take a breath. And if you'd like, say these with me. Slowly. I am willing to release the habit of chasing. I am willing to release the habit of chasing. I am willing to release the habit of chasing. I trust the timing of my life. I trust the timing of my life. I trust the timing of my life. I am safe in this present moment. I am safe in this present moment, and I am safe in this present moment. I deserve to be met with ease. I deserve to be met with ease. I deserve to be met with ease. I choose relationships and opportunities that choose me too. I choose relationships and opportunities that choose me too. I choose relationships and opportunities that choose me too. Life loves me, and I allow myself to receive. Life loves me, and I allow myself to receive. Life loves me, and I allow myself to receive. Now pause. Notice your body. Notice if there is any softening. Notice if there is a little more space in the chest, a little more breath, a little more calm. Even a small shift matters, because small shifts, practiced consistently, become a new life. Now I want to offer one more practical tool. It's simple and it's powerful. When you feel the urge to chase, do this. Ask yourself, what do I need right now? Not what do I need from them, not what do I need to make happen, but what do I need? Maybe you need reassurance, maybe you need rest, maybe you need clarity, maybe you need to express a feeling, and then give yourself the first piece of that need. If you need reassurance, speak it. If you need rest, pause. If you need clarity, write it down. If you need expression, breathe and let it move. When you meet your needs, you become grounded, and when you are grounded, you attract from truth. Now, a loving reminder. Attracting is not about getting everything you want instantly. It is about living in a way that supports you, so what comes into your life matches that support. Over time, many people find that as they change their thinking, their experiences shift. They may discover they're drawn to healthier choices. They may notice they stop tolerating half-hearted energy. They may find they're calmer, more present, and more open to opportunities they didn't see before. And even if a specific thing doesn't happen the way you imagined, you begin to trust that life is not punishing you. Life is guiding you. Life is refining you. Life is bringing you closer to yourself. And the closer you are to yourself, the less you chase. Now let's talk about a very tender moment that happens when people stop chasing. Sometimes there is grief. Grief for the years spent trying, grief for the love that wasn't returned, grief for the energy that went outward instead of inward. If you feel that grief, let it be here. You can place a hand on your heart and say, I honor what I have been through. I honor what I have been through. And then, I forgive myself for not knowing what I know now. I forgive myself for not knowing what I know now. You see, we all do the best we can with the awareness we have. There is no shame, there is only learning, there is only growth. And right now, you are growing. Now imagine your life as a river. Chasing is like trying to push the river. Attracting is learning how to float, how to steer gently, how to trust the current. You can still choose direction. You can still paddle, but you are not fighting the nature of the water. You are working with life. And when you work with life, life works with you. So today, in this very moment, you can make a new choice. Not about your past. You don't need to change that, but about this moment, this breath, this thought. Ask yourself, what would the open hand do right now? The open hand might rest. The open hand might say no. The open hand might speak a simple truth. The open hand might stop explaining. The open hand might leave space. The open hand might focus on what brings you alive. The open hand might trust. And sweetheart, trust is not something you force. Trust is something you practice. You practice it when you pause instead of panic. You practice it when you soothe yourself instead of chasing reassurance. You practice it when you honor your worth even when you feel uncertain. You practice it when you keep your heart open without losing your center. And yes, it takes time. And yes, you will have moments when you grip again. That's okay. You simply notice and soften and return. This is how healing works. Now let's come back to the mirror one more time because I want you to leave with a felt sense of your own worth. If you can, imagine looking into your eyes and say, I am worthy of being loved. I am worthy of being loved. I am worthy of being loved. I am worthy of being respected. I am worthy of being respected. I am worthy of being respected. I am worthy of good things. I am worthy of good things. I am worthy of good things. And then, I do not chase, I attract. I do not chase, I attract. I do not chase, I attract. Let that settle deep. Because this is not just a slogan. This is a new way of living, a new way of standing inside yourself. Now, I want to leave you with something very simple, something you can return to any time. When you feel yourself chasing, remember the open hand. Open your actual hand right now and feel the difference. Let the fingers relax. Let the palms soften. Feel how the body responds and say, I allow love. I allow support. I allow ease. I allow what is meant for me to find me. I allow myself to receive. You see, allowing is not weakness. Allowing is strength. Allowing is faith. Allowing is the deep knowing that you do not have to force life to love you. Life already loves you, and as you love yourself, as you speak kindly to yourself, as you honor your needs, as you set boundaries that protect your peace, you will notice something beautiful. You will notice that what is meant for you feels lighter. It doesn't require you to chase. It doesn't require you to perform. It meets you. And if something doesn't meet you, you let it go with dignity, not because you don't care, but because you care about you. Today, you don't have to chase life. Life already knows your name. The point of power is always in the present moment. And in this moment, you can choose the open hand. Breathe, soften, and remember, all is well in your world, and life loves you, always.